in the light though. We been in the light. When I told y'all bite the way you know in. Come on. We in the light, we in the light, we in the light. Miss T, she ain't never in the light. We in the light, we in the light, we in the light. All my girls, we in the light. Cause somebody hear they. And if a nigga wanna hit it, then you know he gotta pay. Everybody hear they. And if a nigga wanna hit it, then you know he gotta pay. And okay, we in the club and bottles coming up. And the niggas showing love and the bitches giving hugs. They all watching cause we labeled up. If we get and turned up, we got the people with us. We in the light so they can't help but see us. We dancing in this bitch all over the speakers. The uglies in the cut, you know they wanna beat us.
What is going on, entertainers? So Sam coming to y'all with another video, and we talking Dollhouse. Before I get started, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think about this video, okay? Now, sorry y'all for the late recap, but a nigga been busy. So let's talk Dollhouse. This episode starts off with Duke sitting in the chair, and then we see Michaela come in and sit down. Duke, at this point, there's no denying you are into the girls. I just don't see not as TV bringing him there and not telling him that this is a trans dating show. I do feel like Duke and Joce never messed around. I do feel like Joce is making that up just to troll, because the way that she talks about it is never in deep detail. Like Kenzie, I really think had something to do with Gucci. Like, you feel me? Like, I really think him and Gucci and her messed around 100%. I think Gucci and her really like did something. But when it comes to Joce, she doesn't detail like what really went down between you and Duke. Like, you can't describe the D because some of us have seen it on X. So it's sort of like, you know what I'm saying? So same thing you could say, I guess, for Gucci, I guess. But it's like, it's more believable with the Kenzie situation because it all added up. But when it comes to Joce, it's like, it's a little cloudish. But Duke, don't be saying nothing homophobic at all, because you are a part of the community and it's okay. Okay, like, come on. Michaela sits down, he's like, oh, who mash up your fist? Who mash up your fist? Y'all know Duke switches more accents than he switches underwears. So Michaela's like, don't question me. So then she ends up leaving, and next thing you know, Joce walks in. The moment he pulled his thing down, he's like, boom, McClot, y'all set me up. No, they didn't. Stop trying to blame that as TV. I feel like you willingly came because you knew what was up. You was going to try to really go there to clown the dolls and to clown the T-girls there. I feel like he thought it was going to be a situation where he was going to be able to like do jokes on them. He probably didn't think it was going to be actual sit-down dating situation. But once he got there and they probably explained to him what it was, I think he sat there and still did it anyways. Which to me, like, that was a form of admission, okay? And it's okay. Child, they bring out Joce. Let me tell y'all something. As much as Joce wants to act like she does not want Duquesne, she wants her some Duquesne. You can't tell me nothing different, okay? She wants her some Duquesne because he keeps pressing a buzzer. Like, he keeps pressing a buzzer. Dude keep pressing a buzzer. And then Joce is pressing it too. She pressing it too. And then Joyce start adjusting her tata. She was talking about, oh, so like, I feel like Duke is on here because he wants to finally admit that like he likes the doors, which there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, do you want to rekindle what we had in Vegas? Because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Okay. So they show like a little flashback between her and Duke talking. Okay, which, by the way, was so funny to see because Duke came with that damn accent. He was like, you know, that's tattoo on. It looked like a swastika. Like, you know, doesn't it look really nice? Like, look at my tattoos. I'm like, what happened? What Flavor Flav said? Whatever happened to your accent? Y'all remember when he did that to Buck Wild? Buck Wild? What happened to that accent? Okay, Duke is the male version of Buck Wild because he switched up his accent like crazy. So then he finally takes off like the ice shield thing. They start going back and forth. And then Akasha's just like, do you guys know each other? Like, what's up? And then Joyce is like, yeah, we fucked. Yeah, I know him. Uh-huh. But it is whack. You couldn't even make up come. Sorry. Because I don't believe Joyce. So that's what made it funnier, because if she is going with this narrative and creating this like fairy tale that they actually did something, although y'all, it isn't funny because in the grand scheme of things, Joyce shouldn't be doing that, because this is what perpetuates the stereotype for a lot of T girls, because a lot of crimes that have happened in the past with, males unaliving women due to them not, telling the truth of what their gender identity was at birth, which to me is a whole nother video and a whole nother debate. But in this specific situation, y'all, I find it to be a little bit of a key, to be honest, because of the way that Joyce describes it. I'm sorry. I laughed. I laughed. I laughed. I laughed. I laughed. Of course, dude gets mad. He starts cussing up and down. He's like, oh, he starts calling her a he, starts calling her a man, all this hoopla, which to me is like this. Dude, if you were that uncomfortable and you did not want to be there, right? You could have easily walked up after you seen Michaela and got because you already knew what time and not as TV on if you were getting set up. No, you sat there because you wanted a little bit of the clout. You maybe have been a little bit interested to see what other options may have been given to you, and you sat there. So to me, it's no sympathy and it's no, oh, I'm being set up, because if you were that being set up, you would have gotten up and get the out of there. So it's like, this is why people say the things that they do about you, and it's truthful. And who gives a crap? You're like one of millions that's into T girls. Nobody cares. Not even into T girls or just one other people in the community. Nobody cares at all. So they start going back and forth like Aaliyah. And then that's when Joyce was just like, you don't even care about yourself, like fuck out of here. And then Duke was like, that's why the community don't even deserve any respect. That's why they don't deserve any respect. How about that? How about that? So he like gets up a little bit, and then that's when Joyce sort of like walks behind him. And she was just like, your mother don't deserve respect, your mother. And then dude gets up, he's like, my mother? It was giving lyric and Tanisha. You talking about my mother, bitch? My mother, bitch? Y'all remember when they was fighting? So security starts to pull Joyce aside a little bit. Duke starts talking his car. He's like, I'm gonna keep it P, I'm gonna keep it P, and sits down. Come on, Duke. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, man. Not gonna lie, am I the only one that want to see them do this? The sexual tension between Joyce and Duke has got to be broken down and discussed. Like, they really have something, they have a lot of tension. It's like Duke, you need to take it out. And Joyce might be the next caller. Not gonna lie. I just see it. Okay. I see it for her. Right? I still do feel like Joyce is lying though. Because it's like, had it been the truth, Joyce would have been singing like a canary. If we're gonna keep it a buck. Should have been saying when it happened, how he did her, you know what I'm saying? What he was wearing, all that. Like Joyce gonna tell him, ain't that the jacket that you wore when we like first locked eyes? Like you're bugging, okay? And then he ends up leaving up out of there. So that's it for Duquesne. I was a little disappointed though, because I kind of wanted him to see him interact with some of the other girls on the show, but we didn't get to see that, which was a little disappointing. Not gonna lie. So Joyce is down, and Akasha and her start going back and forth. I feel like Joyce has and is jealous of Akasha. Like it all adds up and it all makes sense with the whole Santana thing, especially if you've been following them on social media for a little bit. Like it makes sense. I've always thought this too, and always kind of wondered what happened between all of them. So like it all makes sense now watching the show and them sort of talk about it. So Akasha's still on the mic, nowhere to be seen, like Wizard Kelly vibes. We still have yet to see her on camera besides the confessional. So she's still on the microphone, like talking like, what's up, baby? What's up? Okay, so Joyce is just like, "Oh, you still here? You coming here? You 40 years old, Akasha? What's up?" So, Akasha's just like, "But bitch, you jealous of me?" And then Joyce like, "Jealous of who?" She like, "Emmy, Emmy, your pants showing." So she gets up trying to find Akasha. Isaiah walks up, and then Joyce is like, "Oh, get on my face! Get on my face! Stop talking! Get on my face!" My whole thing is this: oh, how is Joyce? How is she gonna get mad at Isaiah for anything dealing with Akasha coming on the show when like it was all over social media that she was eventually gonna come on the show? And two, didn't you want to fight her eventually? I just don't get it. Like they be as much as Isaiah is messy, because I know I'll be telling y'all how Isaiah messy as hell. Like everybody knows Isaiah messy. You know what I'm saying? And he do be, doing messed up. But it's like in this moment, I feel like he was nothing to blame. It's not like they set you up and they made her like, run in on you and hit you or anything like that. Like she's hosting a competition or whatever, an activity, and she's there. So you have enough time to prep yourself, aka get your bodyguard Michaela to fight her. So her being mad at Isaiah to me made no sense. And to me, it really showed us how bothered she is by Akasha. Like that showed us right then and there, like this girl, you are really pressed by her. Cause why do you care that much? They go outside and Akasha is still being with Kelly. She like, run, 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 bitch, I run, run, run. Mad house, mad house. So they outside and Joyce is trying to fight Isaiah. I thought Isaiah was gonna hit us with the hey! Y'all know Isaiah's good for that. Hey! What's up? I thought he was gonna hit us with that like a 1-2 quick, but he didn't do that. I guess his voice was gone that day. So she trying to fight Isaiah, throw stuff at Isaiah, which I still don't know why you trying to fight Isaiah for a show that he made you the host of. Isaiah better than me, because the way I would have made Sydney official host and tried to get the house on her ass for trying me, you not gonna do that. So Sydney ends up talking to Akasha, and they start talking about why her and Joyce even have issues. Akasha feels as if anytime Joyce is in a setting with her, she feels a little undermined, and she can never be one of Joyce's like minions. And she feels as if Joyce is a little jealous of her anytime they're in the same spaces because she feels like inferior. I can see that 100%. 100%. It's just the way that Joyce's personality is. It makes sense because if y'all peep the T girls that Joyce is friends with, they always like seem like not I wouldn't say less than her, but she tries to make it seem like she's above them in regards to how they look, the amount of money they have. She did it with Sky, she doing it with the Trini girl, now she doing it with the Michaela girl. Like it all like makes sense the way that Akasha is describing it. So Sydney is just so excited because she has somebody that could fight on her behalf. She's like, I'm here to bring to the house Akasha, and we gonna call her Big Mama. And I'm like, Sydney is so PC'd up, but it's like she doing the same thing that Joyce is really doing because she's getting people that can fight on her behalf. So it's like the same thing. So we get back to the van, and the girls are talking about the speed date. And some of the girls are mad at Kenzie because they felt like she passed on some of the dudes, especially the dude that was talking about his D size. Kenzie said, no, it don't matter because she got a man at home. Y'all, Kenzie not lying about that. If y'all go to Kenzie Graham, she do have a man, and he is a dreadhead. So we all know, Kenzie tells a fib or two, but that is not one of the fibs. Like she really has a dude. Shantae got a man at home, okay? I don't know his name though, but Shantae got a man at home. So they get back to the house after they come up with like a game plan, and Sydney has her own poster board, and she puts it over Joyce's poster board. She's talking about how you doing? She put it over the poster board. Akasha puts hers up. So they sit down, they talking, and Sydney's like, I need you to get Joyce. Okay? I need you to do me one favor. I want you to get Joyce. Akasha said, why didn't you do it? She said, you know what happened? I planned on doing and it didn't end up working out. Joyce, I'll tell you this, Sydney not whooping you. I could tell you that. It doesn't matter how long that Sydney like trains. I don't see her mopping no how. Okay? Y'all, if y'all don't know, let me tell you a little bit. There's this show that Joyce did with Sydney. They did it was like The Conversation. I don't know if now they see you gonna pick it up or not, but I was sent like a little clip of it. I ain't gonna tell the name of the show, but it was like that, and like it did end up fighting. I think this was before Dollhouse, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it was before. I gotta check with the person who sent this to me. But yeah, now that's even I don't know if they're gonna pick it up or not or turn it into the freaking Bad Blood. But it was like a little bit similar to that, format. But they end up scrapping because Joyce had her wig on. So maybe Sydney surprised us that day and gave us a W. Cause Joyce, she looked like she been in a fight. It wasn't on knots or nothing, but she had her wig on. But we'll see. So next thing you know, Joyce walks in. She immediately goes upstairs. She like, what? She goes upstairs. She starts taking off her boots, starts changing and stuff. And then the girls kind of head up on upstairs because Joyce is basically locked in her room with Michaela. Not locked, but they're like keeping her locked away. So the girls are trying to like bust in the room. So they end up bringing Michaela down to fight her. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna have to give this W to really Akasha. One, because she got her eye, and then two, Michaela does what she does best. She was winning at first, not gonna lie, when she started punching her, but that first punch by Akasha, that to me gave her a huge W in this fight, and I think that's what really got her eye. Michaela started pulling. That's how she got her to the floor. She literally pulled her to the floor, and then she starts pulling her to the couch. It's a whole lot of pulling. So to me, I can't give her a big W for that because we've seen her do that numerous times. Okay, so that's why I would have to give it to Akasha. She got that eye, and my whole thing is, Joyce says all of this stuff, right? But why didn't you come down and get her? Why you had to send your friend? Apparently, they get into it later on in the season, her and Akasha. But it's like you could have got her first before you sent your friend. It's because you thought that she could beat you fair and square. Okay? And that pretty much ends the episode, you guys. It was funny seeing Barbie up there mimicking a punch like that bitch was on Beyond Scared Straight. Let me know what y'all think down below. Do y'all think Joyce and Duke actually messed around? I really want to hear y'all opinion on that. Let me know what y'all think, and we're our babies.
Wanna dance with a cutie.